Welcome to a very special edition of Sister. Special because this week it's my birthday week, of course. And you know how birthday obsessed I am. If you do not know, you'll find out before the end of the show. Welcome to another exciting edition of Sister. My name is AJ Sarpong and I'm your host. And from now, for the next 60 minutes, we'll be talking about everything related to relationships. It's very simple how the show works. You, my incredible viewer and listener on Citi FM and on Citi TV, send me a letter during the week telling me whatever it is you may be going through. Then I gather the most incredible group of women to help me dissect it to the best of our abilities. And we give you the kind of insights you need to be able to figure out the best way to manage that situation in your life. Today, it's even more special because it's my birthday on Friday. And it's someone's birthday, or was someone's birthday earlier on, and she's also a guest with me today. I'll be telling you about that. And as well, hoping that you'll be able to send in some of your birthday messages as well via the hashtag Sister. Welcome to another exciting edition of the show. Stay with us. It's going to be exciting. You're tuned in to Sister live on 97.3 Citi FM and as well on Citi TV. The show is proudly brought to you by Onga Mama's Helping Hand, Kel Kids Toothpaste as well, a Ghana AIDS Commission Red Ribbon Campaign, and finally, Flurry Roberts. You can send in your messages using our WhatsApp line as well using the hashtag Sister. My name is AJ Sarpong, and getting straight into the incredible set of ladies that are joining me for today's show. First and foremost, I don't know if I should say happy birthday or belated birthday wishes because we're all in the birthday week and we're all celebrating it, but it's the one and only birthday girl, Rosie! Woo! Hi, Rosie.
Hi,
happy birthday.
Thank you.
How has the birthday week been?
No, the birthday is like the biggest day in my whole life.
You know it.
You know, and whatever is happening, no matter the exchange rate, I'm
we
having
shall
a ball.
celebrate.
We will celebrate it. We have celebrated it's the whole year.
Yeah, we love it. So yeah, we are enjoying. This weekend is going to be lit.
Yep.
We are just letting you know.
Yep.
But of course.
And you too.
Aha, yes, man. 28th. Scorpios rock.
I know, right?
In case you don't know, Scorpios rock. Best sign ever, honestly. But someone who's not a Scorpio mate, but we'll take her like that. She's cool enough to join us by association. But she's also absolutely amazing. The very beautiful Sicha. Woo!
Well, Leos are like, the lions of the jungle, the kings of the jungle. But
a Scorpio can
I'll give you the Scorpio rock thing for today.
Yeah.
At least that's my birthday gift, little one.
Oh wow! It's like that. Okay, we'll take it. But someone who's also Scorpio by association, like Sicho and Olivia are Scorpios by association, based on how cool we think they are as well. So yeah. So hi Olivia, how are you doing?
Good.
Wait,
thank
what
you.
sign are you?
Gemini.
Okay.
June.
We like Geminis.
And I'm a twin.
Oh, wow, that's amazing.
Yeah. That's why I was quietly listening to all of you because
Okay.
I got my game on.
Yeah. It's about to be a fight of the seasons, but no, Scorpios are the best. They're just letting you know. Geminis and Leos are okay. My mother's a Gemini, my father's a Leo, so it's nice.
My mom is a Leo.
Oh, yeah.
Leos are like just... Leo is a special
My sister
sign.
Leo, my sister is a Gemini.
See?
Oh,
We're
wow. So you see
everywhere.
connection.
Yes.
Yes, small pay for today. Just by association, you have Scorpios today. But in case...
I actually love Scorpios.
Yeah. Leos and Scorpios have a thing. We like it. We'll take it like that. So, in case you're wondering why we're talking about zodiac signs, no, that's not a story we're going to be discussing today. But of course, if you do know your zodiac sign, it's a great thing to do. So maybe you should check it out. But let's get into the story for today. Ladies, are we ready?
Yes.
Okay, let's go into this. Now, this is focused on a female. So this gentleman has sent in the letter. Hi, sisters. I need your advice on the situation of mine. I met this lady in 2019 at Tamale when I went there to write my NOVDEC exams. Fast forward, we became very close friends and I realized she was a good, gorgeous and nice lady to be with. So I approached her and asked her to be my life partner, promising to make her my wife in a few years to come. But she turned my proposal down And there were several attempts I made reminding her that honestly, I think she's the one. But she kept telling me that she isn't ready yet. I kept on talking to her, reminding her from time to time, and didn't lose hope because I genuinely loved her so much and wanted to be with her. She dragged me on or led me on for close to 3 years between 2019 and then to 2022, and I finally lost hope and stopped talking to her. Later on in this year, in 2022, her posture and attitude towards me sort of changed. She now started giving me all the attention I needed a long time ago, so I had to remind her of my long-forgotten intention. In July this year, she finally, after 3 years, accepted and agreed to be with me. Sisters, my problem now is that I don't have any feelings for her since the day she accepted my proposal. I don't even feel like texting or WhatsApping her. Even when I see her call or message, nothing moves me to reply or answer. I don't even want to hear her voice or see her face. The feelings I had for her have completely vanished. I don't know if this is happening because she dragged or led me on for so long before agreeing to my proposal or what. I must add, we have not been intimate since we met and never had any sex. I'm planning to tell her my feelings so that we can break up and move on with our lives. However, I feel very guilty about it. I know that I'm wasting her time. Should I go ahead with the decision and tell her, or perhaps see if I can genuinely start to develop feelings for her? Or tell her and let her move on. But how do I tell her in order not to hurt her feelings? Ding ding. Now we hear this quite a lot. Certain ladies play hard to get and play hard to get for a very long time. Some men are very capable, yes, patient to some extent, and will bait their time. And we've heard many stories that once they, honestly, after years of being led on, finally you agree, then they realize that, so this is it. And then a lot of times, some men are very happy to use and dump these ladies. In this particular guy's situation, he's been respectful of the fact that he has no feelings for her and has not initiated it beyond a certain point. Now he wants to end it, which is good on him, I would guess. But terrible on her because she now has feelings for him. How does he approach this, Rosie? First and foremost, do you think people should be, how in our African terms we say long about saying yes to a guy?
I didn't date my husband, so I don't know. I can't answer the question.
You have to explain. What do you mean you didn't date your husband? No, anyway, break it down for us.
Conversation for another day. But what I'm trying to say is that initially I could understand the fact that, you know, he said he went to Tamale for his Novdek. So I'm thinking that because
they were younger.
No, not even that. Well, some people write the Novdek much later because the Novdek is probably a reset.
Yes.
So the fact that he went to Tamale, I'm thinking that that was not where he lived. So the girl was probably not comfortable with a long distance relationship. He probably, because how long does it take to write Novdek? 1 month, 1.5 months. Really, is it a good time? Is it enough time to think you know somebody? Plus, he's studying for exams. His mind and his attention is not going to be on you too much. There's very little you can see to ascertain whether this is a character you want to be associated with for life or not. So I can understand the fact that she wasn't ready in the beginning, but I would expect that she would have spelled it out clearly that, look, I live here. After the exam, you're going to go back to Accra. I don't know what this has for us. Let's see. I mean, I like you as a person, but maybe either if you're able to move to Tamale, or let's say I'm able to move to Accra, then we can pick it up and see what happens. But I think that because he was just chasing and then the girl says, I'm not ready, which was true. My problem here is that why did she wait until the guy lost interest, then suddenly your interest has gotten up? But that's human behavior. Sometimes you don't know what you have till you lose it. And I beg to differ, but for certain parts of the country, right, it's important to keep the guys waiting. You know, in Accra, it's because, Accra is like, the city. So sometimes, in some cases, you even have women even approaching a guy and say, like, Charlie, what's up? I mean, we've known each other. So, you know, if you like
next?
me, I also like you. What's next? You know, where your mind day? But in certain areas, it's very difficult for a lady to even express themselves. And they are taught that as a woman, you need to hold on. You have to, you know,
stretch
them. If they like you, they are for you. If they like you, they'll be there for you. But this exchange rate laugh that we have these days, they don't have the patience of waiting. It's the wait. And you know, now love, initially love was a sense of duty. It was a sense of respect and all that. But right now, love is more a feeling, and it grows over a period. So you realize that you like her, you want to be with her. But if it's taking 3 years to move it from like to studying to wanting to be with her, whatever he thought, the butterflies he had before, clearly the wings have fallen, they are dead, they've now grew, whatever it is that he has, it will not be full-blown magical, you understand? So he will struggle to get to that point. There are some men who are able to do that. But in this Ghana, I doubt that a man, without you telling him exactly what the problem is, just that I'm not ready, will wait for you for 3 years. And usually after 3 years, when you finally say I'm ready, they're like, I thought this would be special.
Yeah.
Then it's like anticlimaxing.
Yeah.
Then it's like, so you put me through 3 years just for this? Maybe the first night they spent together, the way she was chewing, like, hold on. After 3 years,
it'll be like,
is this what I waited for 3 years?
All the love.
Then everything goes away. Maybe back then, because the feelings were strong, if he had at least said, tentatively I agree, but let's slow it down. Let's take it slow. Maybe when I'm able to come down to Accra, then we'll see how we'll take it up. Then you'd have built the relationship over the period. But challenge, I can understand why the guy, and I actually applaud him for wanting to leave her without touching her. Actually applaud it without, because some man would have said, 3 years, Mami Timika, before I let her go. But I would really want to applaud him for actually being truthful to himself and say, look, listen, I don't feel the same way, and the earlier you break up with her, the better.
Absolutely. Sicho, your thoughts on this particular situation, on the gentleman now trying to find a way of breaking to her softly that it's not the same. And also about ladies, particularly in this situation, who tend to stretch men for a long time.
There are a couple of school of thoughts on this issue, but my stance on it is, I think the lady didn't love him at the time, 3 years ago when he was writing his Novdek. Because come to think of it, really, you're writing your Novdek, really. I said, you're not really that smart.
Buoyant,
you're not. So if the girl is a sapiosexual person, she'll probably be thinking to herself, you're not that smart.
No.
Because if, Tianka, by now you've really gone to uni straight up, And then you are thinking to yourself, Novdek, Dabenda, like people who usually write Novdek, the chances of, because if you've come, if you've come from Accra, probably he's been writing Novdek for like 4 years, and he's not passed. That's why he's gone to Tamale to now go and write it there. Because I hear stories of sometimes when you go away into the hinterlands, that's when now,
and they judge you less.
Exactly, and then now you're thinking to yourself, probably she's there, very smart, and she speaks to this person, and she's not seeing any hope or future. And a lot of women sometimes see these visions ahead of time, said Charlie. But then people then again evolve. After 3 years, she's probably now seen that maybe I didn't see certain things, and I'm now noticing them. So, and then also probably she had somebody that she had her attention on, and so things probably didn't work there, and then now she's thinking, okay, let me give this person a chance. There are so many reasons why she must have, but I think I am 90% sure she didn't like him at the time, because there are people that even personally I didn't quite like at a particular point, and then now you see them years down the line like,
maybe,
There's a guy who was pursuing me in uni, and I didn't look at him twice, and then recently I see that he started his own company. And
hey, oh wow.
Okay,
You let me something.
Perhaps I should give you another chance.
But so those things are there, and I think that could be one of the reasons. But for the guy, I would totally applaud him, like Rosie said here, because these days in Ghana, you hardly meet men who would just be real with their feelings like that towards you. Even if they don't love you, they would want to go down there and eat the apple, sample, take the knickers off, like Olivia would say. So I'm proud of him. It's a good thing he's done. That's quite laudable, and he should just be upfront with her and tell her that this is how he's feeling. And I think he's done the honorable thing already, So the rest is just
Jara.
Yeah.
Olivia, your thoughts about this story?
Whether he breaks up with her sooner or later, she's still going to
Exactly.
she's still going to get hurt. So it makes no difference. Life is such that you need to take decisions, make decisions, and own the decisions that you make. You can't compromise your feelings, your heart, where exactly you are for her, because now it's almost like you pity her. So even if you decide to say yes to her, you'll pity her, and you will be in a relationship based on pity. And the foundation isn't right, if you ask me. There's a reason why the Bible said, men, love your wives like Christ loves the church, and women, be submissive. You know, because if it was that easy for men to love women, the Bible wouldn't ask them to do that. And if it was that easy for women to be submissive, you know, so that's why you have a lot of men who aren't like 110 completely dedicated in love and attention. When a man decides that, Charlie, I love you, I'm in 110%, you see it. It's difficult, but you see it. It's a conscious decision every day to ensure that they would love you. They would look over, you know, your inefficiencies, your faults and stuff, and still be there, be the pillar for you. And now your posture is almost like you need to sort of force something that used to be there that you no longer feel. And to let you know, there's absolutely nothing wrong with you. You shouldn't blame yourself or feel bad because you don't feel the way that you used to feel. There's times and seasons for everything. And I believe that if a woman says they love you, they don't look at the fact that you're doing north deck. They don't look at the fact, they don't look at your situation. It's pure, it's genuine. They love you for who you are. Well, nowadays, I don't know how women love, but you know, because it's more of benefits, transactional and all of that. But love back then, and hopefully now, these days, love is meant to be genuine, it's meant to be kind, it's meant to be empathetic, and it has to come from a very genuine, beautiful space. And it was unfortunate that you were at your peak with regards to your feelings and emotions and your attraction and everything towards her, and you were patient enough to wait for her. And Atiko, if it's gone, it's gone. Right? You can't manufacture it and put it back in your heart. So if I were you, I'll just tell her straight up that you're not where you used to be. You've tried, but you don't want to commit to her and end up looking out of the relationship, because human nature is such that you keep searching, you keep looking for more. If you're not happy in the relationship in which you're in, people cheat because, I don't justify it, but it's because they're always looking for something that's not there. They're looking for somebody who understands them, who is empathetic towards them, who gets them, who is sexually, compatible, like a lot of reasons why people end up cheating. And the foundation right now for me doesn't seem like is on point. So let it go and prevent yourself from unnecessary wahala in the future, because she deserves to find somebody who would love her for who she is, and you also deserve to find somebody who would love you so that you'll be happy. Because not to forget, two people who are in love come together, they get married, and kids always come into the picture. You don't want to be bringing children into a situation whereby there's no love at home. And then it messes up the entire society. And you don't just get married because people are getting married. You need to get married for the right reasons, and they all need to be on point. And then this is another caution to women out there. For me, like I always say, when I was growing up, if you ask me out, right, I will say yes to you, but you will not see the color of my panty or my bra. Like, I will not sleep with you. I will say yes to you, but in my mind, I've given you 2 weeks. You have no idea that I've given you 2 weeks. I watch you, I watch your body language, I watch how you communicate, and I decide whether you are marriage material as a man to me or not, whether you can father my children, whether you can protect me, whether you can give me security, whether you have all the attributes and a good man that I intend spending the rest of my life with. I've given you 2 weeks. You don't know. So when I figure out and I see that, nah, you're not my cup of tea, I give you a call and I tell you, yo, like, I really can't do it. It's not working. Like, and a call. I know. Like, I guess it was because of how I grew up, because I saw my mom cry so many times and what my dad put her through. And I said to myself, I don't want that for myself. I need to be happy. Life is short. I know who I am. I'm beautiful. I'm intelligent. I've gone to school. I know what I want in life. The last thing I want is to have a family that is messed up, a husband who is not God-fearing, that I have to always be looking, say, hey, where is he at? What is he doing? What is happening? I want to have peace of mind to be able to enjoy life, my family, my children, and just to be able, like, life, there's wahala with life already. Then you need to spend the rest of your life like that. So you get that opportunity to make that decision yourself. So when men ask you out, say yes. Give them an opportunity. Let them prove themselves. If you think after 2 weeks, after a month, that they just don't cut it for you, don't get intimate with them. And I'm so passionate about the intimacy bit, because, you know, once you end up being intimate, it clouds your judgment. You can't, you're almost like, hey, should I stay? Should I go? I've already given myself to him. I'll make do. I'll settle for less. No. You need to have some standards, write it out. And to be honest, no man is perfect. And I'm not saying be voracious with your list. You need to, like, be balanced. There should be what you can compromise on. Truth be told, at the end of the day, if you like somebody, you like somebody. Don't waste too much time. Just admit that you like them. You get the opportunity to know within 2 weeks, within 1 month, whether you like them or you don't like them. Don't waste your time. Don't waste anybody's time. Life is too short to waste time.
I agree with that. Now, the question, what is the perfect time to consider someone before accepting a proposal? Some people can consider for 3 months. Some can do in 2 weeks, as Olivia has rightly said. Some can do 1 year. And in this case, 3 years. What is the perfect time for a lady to consider before giving an answer? Sicho.
I think basically if you give someone a month, it's enough. But even within that month, when a girl likes you, you will see that she likes you. She's just trying to give you time or herself time to get to know you properly. But in this case, I don't think she gave him any, because men pick up on these signs unless he is not that smart. If he did pick up on any sign or he didn't, it depends on what the girl.
He's not that smart.
That's just by the way. Yes, that's just by the way. But the likelihood of that, you know, let's be honest with ourselves. If you went to school and you are writing your NOVDOC and you had to move from here to Tamale to write your NOVDOC,
So it's bothering you.
it's bothering me. It means to some extent you weren't that smart at some point in your life.
So
maybe you got
may
smarter.
not also have been smart enough to notice.
Exactly. He may not
signs.
also have been smart enough to notice whether, because for you to be pursuing someone for 3 years, it also leaves a lot of doubts in my mind. Like, what are you doing with your life?
Shouldn't a
Why
guy pursue a girl for a long time?
3 years is too long. You know, one time some guy pursued me in my DM for that long, and he got annoying.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it gets annoying at some points. Like, what's wrong with you?
Yeah.
It's like nobody
some
wants
people-
you.
but some
So
people-
now you must
some people
remain
are
on.
very persistent, and I've met my fair share of people who are very
persistence gets annoying.
persistent. As in,
That's why
they in some part of their brains, eventually
like,
you give in.
yes. And that's why I feel he got annoying to the point where the girl didn't want him. And then now the girl only came back because it's like she has to settle. You know how at some point you're like, okay, I'll just take this like that.
Ooh. Rosie.
I would think that for a man, you shouldn't pursue for more than 6 months to know where the lady's head is at. For a woman, probably even less. Because sometimes after the first 2-3 meetings, you would know whether he's obnoxious, whether he's a... But mind you, there are still people who know how to date women and play games. That's why I won't give a short timeline like 2 weeks. But however, I'm sure when you start meeting somebody, within the first few encounters, you should know whether this is somebody I would want to consider being with or not. And like Olivia said, once you don't cloud that judgment with intimacy or with sex, it makes it easier for you to go through that route easily. So all I will say is that, look, as a man chasing a woman, you shouldn't do it for more than 6 months. Unless there's a serious reason, i.e. you are too young. Or i.e. there are some tribal issues that I need to solve with relatives, or something very drastic that both of you understand. Even with that, both of you have agreed to be. Just that you have to deal with some of these outside influences before you can make it official. But you shouldn't pursue a woman for more than 6 months. What will you be doing after 6 months?
Yeah.
What will you be doing after 6 months? I mean, after 6 months, if the girl they do me, Charlie, move on.
Yeah. But AJ,
that the moment a man steps up to you and says, let's go out, or can you be my girlfriend?
Do people even ask these days?
I don't know, but he had to make some. Yes,
They still do.
I
always tell my friends, wait till you are asked.
People just sort of, it's like, oh, I like you. Okay, we are dating. It feels like that's how people.
I think I'm old school with that. I wait till I'm asked.
Ask me.
Yeah. So the thing is, once you are asked, right? If you don't say yes, how do you know whether you're ready to date the person or not? How do you know what you're getting yourself into? The initial yes should be like quick, because
Yes
then
or no.
yes or no. Let
Yeah.
the guy know, Charlie, I'm prepared to give you a chance. I'm not saying we'll get married, but I want to get to know you. But you holding on to the answer that is yes or no, the guy doesn't know whether he's going or, and the whole I'm thinking about it just makes me so upset.
I'm thinking about
In this
it.
particular case, I think the girl didn't say she's thinking. It was
she
outright
just
no.
went out, yeah.
No.
But an outright no means she doesn't
No,
like
it was an
you.
outright
No, it
maybe.
wasn't an
It was
outright
in the
no.
air.
No, it
She
wasn't
just
an outright
never-
no. She said that
never-
I am not ready.
Okay.
So
Play
it
about
was a
it.
definite maybe. I may be ready at some point, but I'm not ready right now. So
So you see, if you say maybe, then what are you doing? What do you know? How do you, if you don't give an answer, right? How do you know whether the person is your cup of tea or they're not your cup of tea? You give them that time to be able to make that informed decision about that person. You can't just
what
see
you're
somebody
saying.
and just judge them and say based on.
A lot of people say the maybe just to flex a bit.
coming to that,
Yeah.
there's some people that like to keep people stringing along.
Yeah.
They know they don't want you yet to, or they'll probably never do, but they like the benefits of you being around.
And you
You
just
buy them
chasing
food,
them.
you take them on dates, you
call
go
them, you
drinking with
text
them, you go dancing with them. The benefits are nice, they just don't want to date you.
But my problem
Don't
is
give
that
you an answer. Don't hang around though. Just go. Left them.
Some of them too are also considering
but
you,
AJ.
but without the ties of saying yes or no.
Yeah.
AJ, my problem is that when you are dating somebody, there are certain characteristics that flow through. Time spent together, going on lunch dates, dinner dates, and sometimes there's some level of accountability. Now, that should not be present in a situationship or a maybe-ship.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Now, if you say yes, and even it's a long-distance relationship, at least there's some form of accountability. And the man is now being, I don't use the word force, but the man is being made to play the part of your boyfriend. You understand? And hold himself accountable to certain things. You would also hold yourself accountable to certain things. You can just put a caveat that, look, because you're in Accra and I'm in Tamale, yes, we're in a relationship or that we'll try the long distance thing, but until we live together in the same space, I don't think we can move it forward to marriage.
Right.
You understand? So which means that you are saying that we won't get married long distance. Let's make sure that we're all in the same space because I want my family to be in the same place, for instance. So for now, you're a nice person. I'd like to get to know you more. And sometimes that process will let you get to know the person more. Then you can date. But these men and women, you say you are not dating, but you are going on lunch dates. You are going on dinner dates. He's buying you food, you are taking. You are going to watch movies. You are jogging together. You are doing all manner
all the
of life,
benefits.
taking life decisions together, doing things together. What are you doing there saying that you are not in a relationship if you are doing all of these things without a definition? And then 3 years down the line, you suddenly come, now he has lost interest because he stopped doing the things. And like, hey, he has stopped though.
Yeah.
You're like, hey, Charlie, I miss those things. So then quickly you come and respond and say that.
Anyways, let's see what people are saying on, or let's hear what people are saying on Facebook. Taking in a few messages. Joseph Yao Darko says, you never loved her. It was infatuation. She was also not interested in you, but couldn't find what she wanted. So she came for you. Tell her whatever happens will be better than wasting her time. Fred K. Neri says, what has she seen this time around? You didn't tell us. Could it be that your life is way better now? Interesting. Miss Tuno says, I should also ask why he spent so many years bugging her to date him. Anyway, transparency and honesty is the way to go. So tell her you lost interest and let her go. Address Awad says, why was she not ready then? Find out if there's a tangible reason for keeping you for that long. Nana Kweku says, how do you tell her in order not to hurt her? Is she going to be hurt she's going to be hurt whether you like it or not? Tell her, my brother, though I find it curious as to how you love the person because she took time to answer your proposal, but now that she has, you feel nothing for her. It doesn't sit with me on that score. Nana Chumberema says, tell her move on, boss. Carl Nate says, young man, forget about her and move on. She went to Rome and has finally realized you are better than those she met. Run for your life if you don't feel anything for her. Gold Green says, I hope your results came out good. Focus on your studies or trade and prepare yourself for 6 years to come. Naomi Adjoa says, a lot of us don't know what this whole love thing is all about. Yao Preoko says, I'm a little confused with my boss. You said you kept proposing and she kept rejecting. You later stopped worrying her with a proposal. So which proposal is she now accepting? Anna, me, I don't understand the story. Sarah Naya says, tell her she will hurt, but she will accept. By now, go and see. She's left someone too for you, thinking your love is true because you proposed to her for very long. Well, keep sending in your messages as well on our Facebook. On our Facebook wall, we have our story there. You can please comment as you see fit. And as well as you listen to the story, whether on Citi FM or you're watching live on Citi TV, and you have any thoughts about it, use the hashtag #SisterSister. When we come back, we'll be getting into our second and final story for this evening. Don't go anywhere. You're tuned in to Sister Sister on Citi FM and on Citi TV. It's my birthday week edition. It's my birthday today, October 28th, if you're watching on Citi TV, that is. Of course, do send in your messages, hashtag #SisterSister. This show is proudly brought to you by Onga Mama's Helping Hand, Flurry Roberts, Ghana AIDS Commission Red Ribbon Campaign, and finally, Kel Kids Toothpaste. Keep sending your messages, hashtag #SisterSister. Now, getting into my second story, of course, I'm joined here with another birthday twin, also birthday week, enjoying herself, Rosie. Come on, looking hot. And these Scorpios have a special thing, obviously. Sicho and as well, the lovely Olivia are joining me on the show. Now we're going into our second story. Ladies, listen up. I am in a long-distance relationship with a friend who is a divorcee. She's based in the Czech Republic now, and I'm in Ghana. I really cherish and respect her. I prioritize her happiness, assist her with her needs, surprise her on special days, and make sure she's comfortable, and I show genuine interest in her life. Ever since I met her, it's all been rosy, pun intended. I have never quarreled with her, never raised my finger at her, never insulted or shouted at her. I've always tried my best to put smiles on her face. She visited me for the holidays, and I willingly shared my phone with her throughout her stay with me. She came across flirtatious messages on my phone and never disclosed it to me specifically. Occasionally, she would ask if I'm cheating on her, and my response was always no. We lived peacefully and happily throughout her holidays. She started growing cold towards me as soon as she left after the holidays, and I asked her why, and she then told me about the numerous flirtatious messages she saw on my phone. She said she cannot live with such a man as she feels I will cheat on her when we get married. I regret my actions, and I opened up to her. I told her I started developing this habit due to loneliness, but those messages were all pranks with no serious or bad intention, and I thought the messages were harmless. I never had anything physical to do with any of the ladies in the chat, and I am not a cheat. I've asked her for forgiveness and for her to give me a chance to make things right. She says she can only offer friendship and nothing more. She's done and cannot continue with the relationship. I think because her previous relationship was broken down through cheating. I really do love her and I don't want to lose her. What do I do?
I wish I'd take this first.
Please, teacher, go ahead on this one.
You know, people who have had some form of trauma in certain areas become difficult to love, especially when certain signs come up again in subsequent relationships. And so this is a tough one. It's going to be a tough one for him. But for him also, how is your loneliness driving you to go and have chats, funny chats? It means you're not serious. You can read. Flirting. That's terrible. That's a terrible trait to have, if you ask me.
Some people
because
just
even
encourage relationships, and they honestly have no reason to
even
do so.
if you have not, you are not dating someone who's had any trauma in her life, it's the worst thing to do as a person.
Randomly
to
flirt.
go out. You can read a book on Audible. You can watch movies. There's so many things you can do with your life than flirting with women. I find it distasteful, disgusting actually. And now coming to the woman, because I think I can relate to her a bit, and that's why I wanted to take this. I have had that experience where I've had someone cheat on me. So very little things trigger something in me that just, it's affected every other relationship, even friendship. To the extent where when I see, like, let's say I know you and I've introduced you and you guys are like, it gives me jitters. Yeah. And relationships are bad. So I tell everybody, like, when you're getting close, I tell you, like, it's harder to love me because you need to go the extra mile if you really care to get into that space, because there's so many locked doors before you come into that space because of experience. So he's really going to, and unfortunately this person is outside of the country, so you can't really have, you can't really get to spend that much time with them. So it's going to be hard. I would say he would need to work extra hard, like 200 times extra.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, let me come to you, Olivia. Looking at this particular story, lady sees the signs, triggers her, says nothing, honestly, doesn't confront him, doesn't say anything during the period, but instantly switches as soon as she got. Should she have confronted him immediately she saw these messages?
I think everybody is different and everybody handles situations differently. She probably needed to sort of sit herself down, psych herself and ask herself whether she's going through history. She's going back to what she experienced before. Or she was probably telling herself, is she overly exaggerating by what she saw? She just needed time to process what had happened. And some people are different. Like I said, they'll vent out and they'll immediately come at you and they'll say, I saw this, I don't think it's right, what's happening? And some people would just actually coil in and give themselves time to digest. And I think after she did that, then she told him about it. So, my guy, like Cicho said, like immediately you start an official relationship, you delete all those messages, you block all those people if you need to, because technically, why are you still establishing some kind of communication with these people if they're not important to you? Why are you dialoguing with them? You shouldn't be. Those messages should not be on your phone. And in another breath, I can understand where you're coming from. For you, it's like, okay, there's nothing happening. Therein lied your ease of giving your phone to her, because in your mind you're not hiding anything from her. It's not like you are hiding your phone and then don't touch my phone, but he made it available to her. So in his mind, he genuinely probably didn't think anything of it. And that's also a consequence of being alone for a long time. You kind of get used to certain things. So you are definitely coming from a genuine place, but habits like that are definitely not habits that you should be keeping once you've decided to be in a relationship with a woman. Everybody carries some kind of baggage, one form or the other. Two things. If this relationship doesn't work, use this experience to better yourself and to ensure that that doesn't happen. If you're bent on making sure that this relationship works, you need to understand that this woman wants friendship. She's obviously been through some kind of traumatic experience, so you shouldn't rush her. If I were you, I'll take it slow, go back to basics, be there for her, assure her and let her know. Show her, go to the extent of showing her that, babe, I've deleted all of these things. I'm going to be a new person. I know you said friendship, and I appreciate that and I respect that. I will give you time, but I just want to know you to know that I'm here for you. And just if you're not that kind, I mean, we just spoke about somebody being in a relationship for 3 years and not knowing what they're doing. So what you can do is give her space, and while the friendship progresses, you just check in with her and then give it like a time limit to ask her, how long do you think I should wait for you? Because I will wait for you and I'll let you know that I'm changed. My deeds will let you know. Trust is not something that happens just like that. You need to build trust. It takes time. And as long as you're ready and willing to do the work, I think, and I'm hoping, and you're praying about it, it should be able to work for you. But this girl has been through certain things, and it will take time. Like Cicho said, if you're ready to do the job, good luck. It could turn around in your favor, but give her time and prove that you can be trusted and turn on a new leaf. If it doesn't work for you, please, by all means, move on, but let this be an experience for you and a lesson for you to never repeat again.
Absolutely.
Quick one before.
Let me finish.
Rose
Yes. So to start with, the lady you are dealing with is a divorcee. And she got divorced from cheating. Bad history, bad experience, bad emotions, mental. Look, when she saw those messages, she went through a physical, mental, emotional, social trauma.
Exactly.
That was one. Two, she's in Czech Republic, you're in Ghana, long distance. In her mind, she's not even around to see what you are doing or not doing. So which means that if you're capable of doing all of this, now when she packs her bags and then she goes back to Czech, is it business continua? Or is it halting? You're not even there to pick up the vibe, the feeling, the pieces. So it means that she's thinking, once she goes back, what is happening behind her? And like Olivia said, that's why she had to process it. Now, she probably goes like, oh, this guy is fine. He's still nice. Whilst I was here, everything seemed okay. But as soon as she went back, she had an opportunity to think alone and ask herself, so hold on, now that I'm here, what is happening? What isn't happening? You know what? We are Scorpios. We know how to flirt if we want to flirt. However, when somebody means anything to you, you put a leash on the flirting.
Absolutely.
I've described myself as a shameless flirt, and I know how to if I want to do it. But once you get into a committed relationship, it needs to stop. You see, that excuse about, oh, I just gave it to you, it was probably, look, for me, I can even interpret it as reverse psychology.
Exactly.
The things are there. You give it to me and tell her, oh, but if I meant anything bad, would I have given it to you? Right. It's reverse psychology. Listen, you can't be flirting with women and think that you've forgotten that you're flirting with women and it's not a big deal. What do you mean you're flirting with women? And what kind of excuse is that, like, because of loneliness? Go and play hockey. Go and play golf. You know, do something. Run. Just get up and be running. When you get up on a jog, keep fit, go to work. Concentrate on making the money. Come home, hang out with a few, friends, have a few drinks, come back home. Do anything else, but flirt with women. Now, if you're flirting with a bunch of women, that's a potential womanizer there. It is not flirting. It is a bunch of women. You understand? It's surrounding your husband. A bunch of women surrounding your husband. This is where you shout, God! And it's not an issue about just flirting. Look, listen. You see, relationships have to be respected.
Exactly.
When you are in a committed relationship, apart from respecting the person you are dealing with, respect yourself. The relationship. Like, for instance, you're in a marriage. Respect the marriage. Respect the relationship. Respect the friendship. So when you're friends with somebody, there are certain lines you don't cross.
Exactly.
When you're in a relationship with somebody, there are certain lines you don't cross. Don't go flirting with other women and think that it's harmless. How do you want the other partner to interpret it? As flirting, just flirting, almost flirting, beyond flirting, semi-flirting, overloaded flirting, super turbo flirting. What kind of flirting do you want the other party to interpret it as? And we women especially, we process things in a certain, it's slow, it's calculated, and we have the memory. So when we start processing, look, all the messages you read, they all came in visuals.
Yeah.
Hey, so he was flirting with this girl. And that same night, flirting with this girl. So hold on. He went from here, went here, and did this. And the same line cutting across. So, Charlie,
is he doing it with me?
Exactly. Yes, and maybe if some of the lines too are also similar to what she has done with you. Look, we've processed it, we've matched it, we've done permutation, elimination, addition, subtraction. And guess what? You paint pictures, and when she's gone back, she has gone to, in her mind, she has aligned it. She has a photo of everything that she has seen. She doesn't even need to screenshot. It is in her memory.
Yeah.
She can recite it back
recite it back to you. And that is what it does, especially to a woman who is divorced out of a cheating husband. And guess what? No woman would want to be married and divorced twice.
Absolutely.
Now, if you married a man wholeheartedly because you think you made the right decision, because of cheating, the thing has ended, how are you going to jump into another relationship where before it even starts properly, the man is a shameless flirt?
Exactly.
The man is flirting around in everything in skirts. Come on, think about it. And you, the man sending in the story, because it's you who is sending it in, being a flirt doesn't make you a guy. It makes you equally cheap. It makes you equally cheap. You are spreading your emotions all over the place. You are giving off, buying dinners and things to people all over the place. You are doing things. It makes you equally cheap. You are not valuable. Put some respect on yourself. Put some value on yourself. You're at a point in time, you are old enough to date someone who's a divorce, which is not a young man. You're probably like at least about 40 or something. And you are playing games like some GSS person who is now they are trying to tell you or
attention.
maybe they are trying to teach them how to toast a woman. So you are going around toasting women on your first your first phone that you have bought. You are going around saying, "Oh, can I toast this one? Would this line work? Would this line work?" Why are you behaving like a child? Grow up. Do the right thing. Respect the woman you want to engage. Respect the fact that she has been through a lot. Respect the fact that she's a divorcee. Divorce is not easy. The process it takes you through, the whole trauma it takes you through, the fighting she has fought with the husband because of that other person, that was the reason why they broke up and everything. You have no idea. If you are coming into a life, put some respect on it. Put some value on the woman you are coming to marry, and put some value on the sanctity of the relationship you are having. And stop this kind of challenge. These things that they get to me, because when women want to do it, you won't see it. You won't feel it. If men are doing some of these things, I wonder. Look, a man will come in and his facial expression will show that he has gone and come. I'm telling you, even the way he'll talk, he'll be stammering. You haven't asked him a question, and he's explaining, over-explaining. You've caught him already. You understand? So I don't understand why men get up and decide that they can be smart and think that flirting around and doing things makes them a guy. It doesn't make you a guy. It makes you cheap. Thank you.
Preach, teacher.
You know, another point too is the fact that, especially with kids in the equation, when you have children, you just get extra careful because you don't want to associate yourself with just any person. You are extra careful. So how a man behaves around you, how he behaves without you in the picture and all that is very important. And this whole flirting thing leaves me wondering, what kind of a person are you generally? Are you somebody who is just seeking for attention from all over the place? Does that mean if we are married and I'm not around and you get bored, you continue flirting or flirt with my children, or, you know, it leaves room to question so many things in the relationship that is just not healthy, especially for someone who has experienced that level of trauma. And so for me, personally, I think you should just walk away if the lady wants friendship.
And learn for the better.
Do you know what I'm asking myself right now? Because he brought in the submission, did he know, you know, the getting to know me, getting to know you phase? If he knew that this woman, if she had actually opened up to him and he knew from scratch
how much
that
she
had gone through this whole thing, this whole divorce, this whole pain, this whole trauma, and still he had that information and still went ahead to flirt with this woman, then I just want you to know that this woman has checked out.
Yes, she has.
She's checked out because she's not going to take herself through all that again. If you had access to this information and you did that, then the wala.
But what if he didn't have access to the information?
No, but how?
What if he just knew that they had divorced? He didn't know that cheating was a bedrock of that.
What is there?
It doesn't
What is
justify
in every marriage? AJ, if you've watched any marriage that has broken down, what is the highest reason for a marriage breaking down? What is the highest reason for confrontations and arguments and insults to even start with?
Sex or money?
It's either sex or money, one of the two. Now, obviously, this lady is doing well for herself in check and everything, because you haven't said that you send her money and all of those things. So obviously, it's not money.
He implied that he takes care of her every need.
No, every need like what? Every need like what? Every need like what? Like, oh, I have my sister in Accra. It's her birthday. Would you buy cake and send to her on my behalf? That is a need. You understand? So, but I don't get the vibe that he's been supported with money and things like that.
Neither do I.
So I'm thinking that, look, if it is not money, it is obviously cheating, or some other woman, or some other person in the fray. I mean, those other things like when naturally those things are very limited, and especially for a place like Czech, really, or maybe I've just fallen out of love. That one is not
completely different.
It's not like in the highest percentage. Anybody who has gone through a painful divorce and probably even says, "What happened? I don't want to talk about it." Most likely, it is a cheating partner.
And can you imagine when two people are in a relationship, they never get to know each other, and this relationship has been long distance all this while. So they're both getting to know each other a lot more via phone, via communication, right? And bam, the first time they meet each other, and
She's
she's
saying all
met
this.
with this awful surprise. Like, what is she supposed to think?
You know, another thing that just came to my mind. You know how sometimes you've done so many things on your phone and you don't really remember. And for you, the excitement of this person you've been talking to for all that while finally arrives. You quickly give them the phone without thinking, oh, let me delete.
Gentleman was not smart, then this one was even not smart.
Yes.
Because listen, you are giving your phone to a girl that you are hoping to woo and make your... Look,
yes.
quickly, WhatsApp. Hey, Abigail, delete. Sandra, delete.
Rosie, you
delete.
know that she's coming. She's told you I'm going to come on the 28th of October. You know, so you tidy up your house and you tidy up your phone.
Okay. What I have to say is this. When people have gone through scars, traumas, etc., it takes time for them to heal. And when they are healing and you come and remove that blister of the scar, it's even worse. And that's what he's done right now. So it's going to take a longer time for that to heal. So he needs to chill completely. He's immature as well. He needs to grow up while chilling. Yeah.
Hallelujah.
On that note, thank you, ladies, for always coming. Like, Ticho, you rock. Rosie, you rock more. You, of course, because she's my Scorpio sister. It's obvious. Plus, I am very biased. I am very biased. Plus, it is our birthday week. And Olivia, you are absolutely amazing. And thank you all for the lovely birthday messages. We've seen it all. We've appreciated it all. And truly, we are thankful. Me and Rosie both are thankful for a brand new year. And hoping that you join us in our next and new and happy new age. And hopefully more opportunities, more blessings, more wealth. Amen to that?
And one more.
More. It's very necessary. Very, very necessary. If you haven't sent your gift already, ladies and gentlemen, you know our Momo numbers. We are waiting for it. We like dollars. We like dollars a lot. But thank you all for being tuned. Of course, Sisters is proudly brought to you by Kelkit's Toothpaste, Ghana AIDS Commission Red Ribbon Campaign, Flurry Roberts, and finally, Onga Mama's Helping Hand. And I'll end with my final thoughts. And I wrap it up with my thoughts, but not before I let you know my first birthday gift on air I've received. Thank you so much, Sicho and Rose Feathers. Millinery. Sicho gave me a lovely gift during the break, so thank you so much. I love my birthday gift. I should wear it, but I'll wear it next week for you to see. But ending with my thoughts on the very first story about the gentleman who has fallen out of love with his lady who he pursued for 3 years. The fact that you had so much patience is something that's even commendable. Even more commendable is the fact that even after losing all attraction, as you rightly stated, you're still not seeking to be intimate with her and keep that part separate while you consider letting her down easy is even more commendable. So I do agree that if you really feel that there's nothing or no way those feelings can surface again, then in the most gentle way possible, please let her down easy. Let her know that even though you truly wanted to make her your wife, circumstances have changed, things have changed, life has been completely different over the last 3 years, and you are now not really into the promises you may have made a few years prior. Let her down easy, let her down now, so that together you can both move on with your lives and hopefully find partners that truly are equal in terms of how much love and affection you give to them, and reciprocate that intensely for you and her as well. To our second gentleman who put out flirtatious messages, his prospective wife or lover or woman finds out and is suddenly turned cold. Clearly, as this may be a situation of PTSD where she's reliving the trauma she may have gone through prior to her divorce. So you should take it easy, like my sisters have rightly said. And as she said, that friendship is only what you can offer right now. If you truly want her, take the friendship. And then from that point, try and build the relationship back to the point where it used to be. Perhaps that situation, just harmless flirtation, may not necessarily be what she assumed it to be. And you may be able to get her to be willing to take a chance on you and on your relationship again. I wish you both good luck, to my 2 gentlemen that sent in their letters this week. And also encouraging you that you can send in your messages, your letters, your questions, or your situations to us at sistersisterislive@gmail.com. I'll be more than happy to review the letter and also add it to our show. Maybe next week it could be your story we'll be discussing. But above all, thank you all so much again for the beautiful birthday messages. We truly appreciate it. Thank you for my gift, Cicho and Rose Feathers Millinery. And of course, thank you for watching. I'll be back your way, God willing, next week. I'll be a year older and still a year wiser, and hopefully give you even more great content right here on Sister Sister. Thank you all again, and enjoy your evening.